Jungkook's point of view. Come down here, you worthless piece of boy. My wide, panic-filled eyes flit around my room, trying to latch on something, anything that might help me escape from having to face this. I know you're in there. Stand up and go, Jungkook. I yell at myself. I muster up everything in me, my backpack over a shoulder, making my way out of my room. Give me my breakfast. I open the fridge hastily, pulling out the egg and the other ingredients from it, quickly hurrying with my work to prepare her breakfast. I set the plate in front of her on the bar counter and take a quick step back, putting much needed distance between us. She takes one look at the plate. What have you done? You expect me to eat this? It's eggs, your favorite, I reply in a whimper. Are you talking back to me? She shouts, and before I could comprehend what's about to do, she grabbed the beer bottle and throws it. My eyes widen, but in that second, my instincts takes control and commands my body, making me dodge it. Whew! The glass bottle slams into the wall behind me, shattering into a million little pieces. A piece of glass grazes my right ear, and I feel warm blood oozing out. I hiss loudly in pain, but she ignores me, and just like that, she digs into the food. This is her reaction always, an effect of the mental condition she's been diagnosed with. She yells at me, but eats the food I make, while I escape to school without her notice. What a pitiful excuse of a mother. But no matter what she does or makes me do, I tolerate everything because she's my only family. As far as I know, I don't have a father. I push the rim of my glasses up, hike my backpack higher, and throw the bloodied napkin away on my way out of the house. Now, it's not that I can't see without glasses. I can, and in fact my vision is better than that of normal humans. It's not just good like other worlds. That's why the pack doctor had kindly suggested that I wear glasses. My smile widened when I spot Nora Andrews, my best friend, leaning against my locker. Hey Cook, she greets enthusiastically. Did you hear about? She begins, but when she looks at my face, her wide eyes widen further. Whoa, is that a smile I'm seeing on your face? Who are you and what have you done to my emo best friend? She screams, almost deafening me in her shock. Nah, it's nothing. I'm just happy since no one gave me anything this morning. I shrug and she smiles. She can understand what I meant because I have been through a lot of bullying too. Wow, that's great. I hope your whole day goes by. Wait, is that blood? That son of a... Okay, that daughter of a... How dare she? You're her own flesh and blood. Nora, stop it. She didn't do it intentionally. She was drunk. I claim defensively, but we both know that it's not true. Her face softened considerably at my pathetic attempt at lying, and she raises one hand to cup my cheek softly. Why do you put up with her, Cook? You can just file a suit against her or something, she exclaims, fuming once again. What's all the buzz about? I question Nora curiously. She gulps. It's Alpha, YN and Beta Taehyung of the Dark Moon Pack are joining our campus from today. She stutters nervously and I want to roll my eyes at her over-exaggeration. Who are they? What? You don't know who Alpha YN is? The Alpha of the biggest pack? Of course, everyone knows that. But don't you know why she is feared and respected so much? I don't know why. Rumors has it that she killed single-handedly the 20 rogues that attacked her pack the day she took control. Apparently, they thought that since she's a girl, she would be weak and that they could defeat her easily. It is said that she was in such a fury that she just went on like a rampage, killing everything in her path. She kills without a second thought, she adds in a whisper. A shiver rolled down my spine at hearing the last part. Oh, I say, not knowing whether or not to take her word that a killer is studying among us. For some twisted reason, something in me dislikes the prospect of calling her killer. Stay clear of her, Cook. You have suffered enough already with one Alpha. Who knows what she'll do if she sets her sight on you. Predators like them prey on people like us. Nora lectures, earning a small note from me. I feel like I should stop her from assuming and saying such things about a girl she had never met in her entire life. Who are you to judge a person you have never met? I want a challenge. What's wrong with me? I'm going to the library to pick up a book. I will see you at the cafeteria. Alright then, bye. She waves and sprints off, not waiting to hear my reply. Such a hyperactive person she is. Hey nerd, I freeze. You are here at the right time, I hear Mark say. I stand there mutely. So, what do you think of the new student Ryan? He interrogates. I haven't seen her yet. I mumble, making him laugh out loud. Honestly, I don't know what the joke is. Well, she's bad, he declares, and out of nowhere, his fist swings out, crashing with my stomach brutally. The force knocked the wind out of my lungs, and I crash to the ground. Ah! I shout in pain when another blow is landed on my other leg, making tears of pain gathering in my corner of my eyes. You worthless piece of boy! He growls menacingly. I open my eyes and flinch when I see Mark about to attack me again by pulling back his fist. I raise my arms in defense, but to my utter surprise, the blow never comes. Instead, a loud crunch resonates throughout the hallway, surprising me along with everyone else. I open my eyes once again from my lying position. What? Or more correctly, who I see takes my breath away. A girl standing there like an avenging angel over the groaning body of Mark on the floor. But girl would be too simple of a word to describe her. No, the person before me is not a girl, she's a goddess. Mark's jokes bows their head in submission, murmurs of alpha. My voice gets agitated and keeps on saying something, but I ignore his persistent calls, fixing my entire focus on her, as my fogged brain is not able to register anything except the exotic beauty standing before me. Her steel grey eyes change their focus from Mark and they settle on me, darkening yet instantly softening at the same time. Finally, her pink lips part to let one word escape them, the one word that changes my life. Mine. Ryan's point of view. We reach the familiar gates of Greenville High and I pull my car to the best parking space available, smirking slightly at the fact that it's surprisingly empty. I see that the school's prepared for my arrival. I glance at my mirror to see that Taeyang had just parked his car in the spot behind mine. Yes, he decided to come to school again just for my sake. I know he deserves some kind of award. Taeyang and I set foot inside at the same time and the class erupts into a series of hushed whispers and panicky looks when they feel our presence and identify who we are. The teacher looks up with an annoyed look from his seated position in front of the class. But just as I would predicted, when realizes who we are, fear crossed his eyes before they shift to a kind professional mask. Welcome to Greenville High, Miss Ryan and Mr. Taeyang. He greeted respectfully, nodding at both of us. I catch sight of the last desk, which is empty, and walk towards it. After the two of us are seated, the class slowly goes back to its previous state of mild chatter. The rest of the morning passes by in a blur, with me sporting a permanent scowl. Everyone backs away when I walk down the halls. Tay, I'm going to leave my bag in the locker. Meet you at the cafeteria. As I continue my path to the lockers, I feel something strange, an unexplainable urge in me growing more and more by the passing second, almost pulling me in the direction in which I am walking. I try to push this uncomfortable or more exactly unfamiliar feeling away and carry on. That's when my voice starts getting impatient, pacing in the back of my head. Something is definitely not right. What's wrong? I ask my wolf but get no reply. That's when I see it, a group of boys standing. They are laughing and pushing at something, and when I get closer, I can see that they aren't laughing at something, but rather at someone. Red fills my vision at the sight. An unexplainable urge to kill the guy who's punching the one on the floor fills me. I place a hand on his shoulder and turn him around with a sheer force, surprising him, and before he could think, I punch him on the nose, the loud crunch resonating through the room. He yelps in pain and falls to the ground by the impact. I remove my attention from the groaning bully on the floor and quickly scan the group to see three of my pack members bowing their heads in submission and shame. They mumble a chorus of alpha and I glare at them in silent warning. My attention is quickly dragged away from them to the boy on the floor. When I finally see him, my heart almost stopped, my breathing hitched in my throat. There lying on the ground is a guy. I hear incessant yelling from my wolf and it takes me a second to understand what she is telling. Mate, mate, mate! He's not just any guy, he's my soulmate. Mine, I say, or my wolf does through me, coming forward and claiming what's hers. Jungkook's point of view. I stare up in complete and utter amazement as the beautiful goddess in front of me says that I'm hers. That's when I make sense of the yelling in my head. Mate, mate! So she's my mate? This wonderful creature, divine-looking angel who is currently glaring down a group of boys almost twice her size without any ounce of fear is my mate? Sharp gasp and murmurs of shock and surprise erupt from the group of bullies, and one of them even goes as far as asking his question out loud. He's your mate? I hear Dalton's voice asking. I suppress the urge to smirk as my mate drags her eyes off me with irritation and shoot him the deadliest glare known to man. I feel a silver of real fear making my heart go wild at the cold, inhuman look on her beautiful face. Involuntarily, my knees come up to my chest and my arms automatically go around them in an almost shielding manner to protect myself. It's a habitual action that I have been doing ever since I was a kid when my mother ill-treated me or worse. Dalton backs off without a second thought, his eyes going down in a show of submission. My gaze goes back to my mate, who raises one brow, making them all leave the place. My mate once again fixes her intense grey eyes on me, but this time there's no hint of malice or anger in it. I don't know whether to be over the moon with happiness or feel completely crushed about this. Happy to be blessed with such a great mate, or crushed knowing that she's definitely going to reject me. That thought makes my wolf let out a loud howl of sadness and hurt. I can feel his denial of my negative thoughts though. He is positive that at least our mate's wolf will like us. What's there to like? I snap back bitterly at my wolf. This shuts him up because it's safe to say that years of bullying and mental torment has brought our self-esteem down considerably. How pathetic I am. With that, I stand up slowly. I wince in pain, feeling my parts aching painfully. I feel a set of delicate fingers wrapping around my bicep, supporting me to stand up. Warmth sizzled down on my body, her soft touch almost making me shiver at the feel of it. I try not to show my pain or let out any whimpers that would show how weak am I. Maybe if I prove to her that I'm not weak, she won't reject me. Hell, who am I kidding? She'll probably see right through it. There is no denying in it. When I almost stood up, she puts a foot of distance between us. I almost whimper out loud at the loss of her touch, at the loss of pleasure tinkles and sparks. Careful, she whispers softly. I stare dumbfounded as her face that was hard and cold moments ago softens ever so slightly, betraying that she's feeling at least a tiny bit concerned for me. The conclusion makes my heart leap, a feeling of happiness I haven't felt in a long time, enveloping my heart like a warm blanket. I grin goofily and she looks at my face. What's so funny? It's nothing. I mumble, too embarrassed to say anything. No, I want to know, she says with authority, the look in her eyes challenging me to go against her. Well, I'm just happy that you are I drag out, my cheeks growing warmer. Mate? I cough out in the last word, unable to meet her eyes. Really? She questions and I can hear the surprise in her. But I thought you would reject me. I stare at her. What? She looks unaffected. You thought that I would reject you? Why? I inquired in a shocked stumble of words, completely flabbergasted. You know who I am, right? I stutter, my brain racing with incredible speed, thinking if I have seen her anywhere or if I'm supposed to know her. No, I said truthfully, looking down. I'm Alpha YN of Darkmoon Pack. She announces her name as if that alone explains it all. Well, I had a sneaking suspicion that she might be the one the whole school was talking about. But I would dismiss it thinking that such a powerful alpha couldn't be my mate. The news no doubt does frighten me, but it's not bad enough that I would reject her. Hell, I would never reject my mate, even if she is Satan, as long as she is ready to accept me wholeheartedly. I give her a confused look, but she just stares at me blankly. What does that have to do with anything? You don't mind that I have killed a lot before? That I am a monster? She asked casually as if discussing today's weather. I don't think you are a monster, I affirm, observing her reaction carefully. I am pleased to know that she looks shocked by my words. The first proper reaction I have ever gotten from her, beside being cold. You don't? No, I can't judge you without knowing you first. But I know that you wouldn't want someone as weak as me. So go ahead. My voice breaks. Reject me. I am not that big of a monster to reject what the goddess gave me. Does that mean that you won't reject me? I exclaim hopefully, not making an effort to hide the emotion from my eyes or words. Yes, and you're not? Cook? A familiar voice called from a distance, interrupting Alpha Y in mid-sentence. I see Nora bounding down the hallway at full speed. Just like always, she launches herself into my arms, her body slamming into mine with full force. Her hands go around my neck as she squeezes the life out of me, burying her face in the crook of my neck. A low, possessive growl resounds through the hall, surprising us both for different reasons. Nora's back stiffens as she pulls away, her arms still resting loosely around my neck. She turns and looks at Alpha YN, who is standing right there with her arms crossed and a threatening glare plastered across her face, and then glances at me with, "Who the heck is she?" My face reddens as I think of a way to explain my mate's possessive behavior. This is, I start but gets cut off by the glowering Alpha. I'm Alpha YN and he's my mate, he announces, her glare intensifying at Nora's disrespectful behavior. A shiver of unmistakable desire races through me when she claims me as I'm hers. I resist the urge to drag her to an empty classroom and let her have her wicked ways with me. What the hell is wrong with you, Jungkook? I watch uncomfortably as Nora's face drops in shock at the name, and even more when my mate introduced me as hers. Fear and hurt cross her big doe eyes, but she quickly masks it behind a brave mask. Oh, nice to meet you. Too bad, I can't say the same. Her stormy eyes are fixed in a fierce scowl, burning on the arms that are still around my neck. Nora followed her line of sight and pulls her arm back hastily to her sides when she understands why my mate is behaving so rudely. I'm sorry, Nora mumbles in a small voice. Alpha YN wraps a possessive arm around my shoulder and pulling me back into her warm body. I yelp in surprise and turn to look at her with wide eyes, but she ignores me and continues to focus her hot glare on my poor best friend. I said it already and I'm saying again now, don't touch what's mine.